What's up, cool cats and kittens?
So in our never-ending quest to cook everything and order everything, Home Chef is next on the list. Let's unpack this sucker and see what all we got. All right, we got everything unpacked. All the kind of veggies and side stuff is kind of packed together individually for each of the 3 meals we got. Except this lettuce here, I guess that couldn't fit in the bag. And then separately, you got all your meats here that go with everything. So packaging wise, pretty good. Kind of similar to how Blue Apron did it. They kind of would individually bag up. They mostly bagged up the knickknacks more so than all the veggies and the sides. So this is kind of what Blue Apron does with all their packaging, kind of taken up a notch. What is there something that you need help with there, Larry? No? Y'all done with the box? Can I get rid of it now? All right, first Home Chef meal. We're going with the smoked almond and herbed goat cheese with I don't know why I said with, stuffed chicken breast with roasted potatoes and asparagus. Here's your breakdown of what all came included with the box. Also a list of what you'll need to provide for yourself. And over here is the breakdown recipe, what we're gonna have to do here. Not too complicated, it seems like. Should be able to knock this out pretty easily. Stuffed herb chicken is just about done. Potatoes and asparagus also roasting right now. Everything should be wrapping up at about the same time. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Alright, here is the finished product. Looks pretty good to me. Let's see how it tastes. You know what time it is. BAT time. Oh, I want to get a piece to make sure it definitely has some of that stuffing in it. Get a good middle piece that has some of that stuffing in it. Alright, there we go. So it's cooked pretty good. See that?
I won't open the peritoneum. Nice, clean cut. Good. Good. Whoa. Whoa, what's that smell? I don't know.
Alright.
Is that the colon? No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, did I? Cut the music.
Chicken's good. The potato a shot.
Really?
Ja, beide was fell asleep on me and drooled on my shoulder.
Slut? How about me?
It's good. It's potatoes, roasted potatoes.
Oh, that's gross. Why did I say that? I shouldn't talk to people. Besides, I needed to do it if I was interested.
You can start by looking here.
He's like, acting up. Why is he?
Asparagus is good, as you would expect.
It felt weird trying to push
Potatoes and asparagus are pretty much just your standard potatoes and asparagus.
The truth is, he's so nice, he probably would've
Chicken though, I like the chicken.
You're not closing the window.
Alright, first Home Chef meal is completed. Chicken stuffed herb, blah 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 blah. It was very good. One thing I noticed immediately on this one compared to say like Blue Apron or whatever was the instructions were more timed out better. Blue Apron, you kind of had to read through it and figure out, okay, well I need to space this out and do this at this point in time. The instructions on this one were pretty well timed out to where it literally was in sequence for what you would do. I don't know if that makes sense, but Blue Apron, you kind of had to work out the timing a little bit yourself. It just was one by one. This is how you cook the potatoes. Oh, like, sorry. It worked out like Blue Apron was like, this is how you cook the potatoes, this is how you cook the chicken, this is how you cook the asparagus. Whereas this one was like actually
in sequence how you can cook the meal to where everything's ready at the exact time that you want it all ready at the same time. So that made it a little bit easier. So chicken was good, potatoes, asparagus, nothing special. But, you know, I mean, it was good. I mean, it's definitely an easy way to cook a meal at home as opposed to having going out and buy all the ingredients yourself. So we'll see what happens with the next one, and you will see that now. All right, Oli, let's go. Come on, Oli. We've lost Oli. He's left us. Okay, so after the success of our previous Home Chef meal, we're gonna next try the barbecue, I'm reading off the sheet, barbecue ranch steak flatbread, which sounds good. Looks like it's gonna be good, but will it be good? You're gonna have to stay tuned to find out. Okay, so this gives you a look at how it's supposed to look when it's all said and done. Once again, nice little breakdown of the recipe here. All looks pretty simple. Shouldn't be too hard to knock out here and have ready shortly. So I guess we'll just cook. I don't really have any spiel on this one. I think I'm running out of material, which is bad because my material was never good to begin with. So here is display picture versus finished product. Pretty accurate if I do say so myself. Ranch is a little more globby than the fancy swirls in the picture, but when they give you a packet that kind of looks like it came out of a McDonald's, you kind of can't really work with that. So that is one thing I will say. The sauce, the ranch, the barbecue sauce, both just like generic name, not even really name brands. You know, usually you get something that from Blue Apron or others, it at least makes you think it's like fresh, kind of freshly made, or even Blue Apron, sometimes you make your own dressing, your own sauce. This was like packets like you'd get at a fast food restaurant, and you just plop them on there. So I'm sure the taste will be good because those packets are fine, but well, just kind of a bad look, in my humble opinion.
I'm the one who said them.
All right.
You gotta get back in the game, Coxie. Okay, Coxie, it was a mistake, but then I didn't say Coxie. Get out. Look, it boggles my mind that you just bail on a patient. Now, a patient is a stranger in bed. You distance yourself from whenever you need to. That is my friend.
Right?
It's good.
I'm gonna try to get in there and visit him over the next
You think it's good?
but if I
It's
can't,
really good.
Me too. I like this. This was a good one.
it'll just
How'd you make it?
Oh, and
What are you
nobody,
doing?
please
You're
don't
trying to
think
be like,
you've come here.
A little ranch on my lip. I was just getting it off my lip. Come on.
or wiping it all sexy.
Because you're scared to death.
I don't know about that. All right, so that is 2 out of our 3 Home Chef meals cooked. I think the flatbread was a much bigger hit than the stuffed chicken. One minor small complaint from me, the barbecue sauce that came with it was Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's is fine, but it's not one of my favorites. I wouldn't choose it if I was out, you know, buying barbecue sauce. And like I kind of mentioned earlier on, had it come in like a generic packaging or not a marked packaging, I might not have even noticed it was Sweet Baby Ray's, but the fact that it was right there and it was a type of sauce I knew I didn't really like that much to start with kind of set it off from the get-go. But otherwise, really good, turned out great. Jesta was actually like, we have to make this again, and it would be pretty simple too. Reasonably easy to assemble the ingredients, wasn't too much to it, pretty easy to do, but that was a pretty good meal. I think we were pretty happy with that one. We got one to go. All right, so we've got our last box of the Home Chef box to go tonight. This right here. Basil, pesto, ground beef, lettuce wraps. Looks like it's gonna be a pretty easy recipe. I see one thing I'm gonna switch right off the bat. It has me cooking the beef before making the slaw. I'm gonna make the slaw first. Just let everything sit in the bowl, mix together, get to know each other, find each other, form a relationship, get serious, move in together, talk about having kids. Are we still talking about slaw? I don't know. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the slaw first, then do all the other things. Let's cook. All right, so here is all of our ingredients pre-assembled. We got our lettuce, that's the base, the wraps, the meat, the slaw, and then the red peppers, and then the, ooh, this isn't supposed to be here. Ignore that, that wasn't supposed to be here. But here is everything. It was relatively easy to put together. The slaw, you just had to add the sauce. I put a little extra mayo in it, and then just had to cook the beef. Now we just gotta build our wraps. All right, so here we have what it's supposed to look like, and here is how I made it. It looks pretty close, except I think I flipped the slaw and the peppers. It looks like the peppers are underneath the slaw. I went slaw, then peppers. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the taste. I don't know why it would, but you never know. Food is weird. Also, I utilized our taco holders to build my lettuce wraps. If you don't have these, I suggest you invest in them, especially if you make tacos a lot. They are super awesome. Probably on Amazon. Who knows? All right, it's go time. I double wrapped these, double lettuce, because the lettuce was kind of falling apart, and holy crap, I already feel like the whole thing is disassembling on me. That's pretty good. Don't know where, but it probably could have used a little bit more seasoning somewhere along the way. Still good though. Okay, so we just finished our third and final meal of the first Home Chef box. It was good. Definitely think could have used more seasoning. One thing I definitely have noticed following the instruction of the Home Chef compared to Blue Apron that we used to get, Blue Apron has you season with salt and pepper virtually every step of the way, every ingredient. Seems insane while you're doing it, but
it's worth it.
It turns out pretty good.
You just have to be careful you don't over salt stuff.
Like that recipe that we just did, which was the lettuce wraps, literally called for a pinch of salt and pepper, and then some garlic salt that came included in the box. But I think all three were pretty good still. What do you think? We had the stuffed chicken, then we had...
The stuffed chicken was good.
We had this. What was the other one?
The flatbread.
Flatbread, so we had three. I think the flatbread was your favorite.
The flatbread was amazing. Lettuce wraps were okay. See, I thought they were overly salty. And I didn't really like the...
We have a guest.
I didn't really like the basil coleslaw.
So you thought the wraps were overly salty?
Yeah.
Maybe the seasoning didn't get evenly distributed enough in the meat. That's weird.
Possible, because I took it from one little section.
So based on those three meals, should we continue ordering Home Chef?
I personally think it's too expensive for the situation that's going on right now with the COVID thing and...
$60 for 3 meals. I'm just adding to your comment. That's how much it was. It was $60 for 3 meals. If anybody was wondering what she's referencing. How much was Blue Apron?
$70.
For 2 meals.
Yeah. And that's why I stopped it. Don't,
I'll cut that out. But that was $60 for 3 meals, so much cheaper than Blue Apron.
I feel like they're cheaper because there's less ingredients, I've noticed. They're more simple, whereas Blue Apron was more complex meals.
Mm-hmm.
These seem to be more straightforward and simple, which was similar, 'cause I don't know if you remember, Blue Apron wasn't the only one that we did.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one? HelloFresh.
HelloFresh, yes.
We did HelloFresh, and it is more reminiscent of HelloFresh, where the meals are more kind of basic and plain. And the reason we stopped HelloFresh was because they started getting repetitive.
Well, maybe that's something to kind of go off of if you're looking for something easy to just throw together on a weekend night where you're hungry and don't want to spend a whole lot of time prepping and cooking. Maybe Home Chef's more up your alley. If you're looking for something more exotic to spice up your nightly dinners, maybe Blue Apron's more up your alley.
Yeah, Blue Apron had, how many choices did these have for you to pick from?
It actually has a lot, but they're all kind of in the same range. But there's other ones you can get. One, I don't know if Blue Apron had this. It had ones that are like pre-made, where you just throw it in the oven and it's ready in like 10 minutes.
No, Blue Apron didn't have that.
It's got a lot of different options. I think it's worth checking
I was
out.
saying Blue Apron went through like phases, like where they would be like, this is like different countries, where it would just kind of like bounce around and be like, okay, well, this week we're doing Mediterranean food, next week we're doing Asian food. What are you doing?
I'm pausing this.
Oh. So, I don't know if Home Chef does that. Like that was the one thing I did like about Blue Apron, is it got me to try stuff that I wouldn't necessarily make on my own. But it sounded good. Like it would be something I'd order in a restaurant, but I wouldn't try to make it at home. But since it showed up on my Blue Apron list, I was like, oh, hey, I'm gonna try that.
Well, we actually do have our second box already in the house, so not gonna do another video for that one, because, I mean, does anybody really want to see like 1,000 Home Chef videos? Especially because I mean, whatever. But I will find a way to update y'all on the further adventures of Home Chef if we continue it beyond this box, because actually we have it paused for reasons unknown. But we do have another box, whether it's in a snippet of a video, whether it's over on the new blog I started.
You started a blog?
Yes, I did start a blog. I'll put a link for that down in the bottom so you can all go check that out. Maybe that's where I'll post the final update, the final verdict on Home Chef. But check that out. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up, not a thumbs down. As Nephew Parker always reminds you, don't do this, do this. He kind of gets it backwards sometimes, but who cares? If you've tried any other subscription boxes that we should check out, let us know in the comments down below. Don't stand so close to me, and don't eat my food. Anything else?
I think we're good.
Oli? Anything you want to add? He's camera shy. Bye. We're gonna go back to watching Scrubs now. Keep waiting. It makes it easier for me to edit if we just do whatever we're ending on for a long period of time, and then I can just cut it wherever I want to. I'll tell you when to stop.
Okay, I'm done.
5 more seconds.